guys, this is Rachel Sangster, and today we're going to have our first lesson of Latin. Now all we're going to cover today is just some basics. We're going to first talk about the first declension nominative case. Now I know this sounds scary, but let me just break it down for you. Alright, the first declension is just a category of nouns. That's all it means. In Latin, there are three different genders of nouns. There's feminine, masculine, and neuter. You've probably heard of this kind of thing in Spanish and French and things like that. The first declension is just feminine words normally. The second declension is masculine, neuter nouns, and we'll talk about that in a further video. Now nominative just means case of the subject, and we'll see an English example of that. Alright, I am a sailor. A sailor would take the nominative because it's the subject, because I is the subject, and I and a sailor are the same person. So let's see that in Latin. Now in Latin, you say sum nauta. Sum means I am. It's a conjugated verb in the present indicative. Now all that means is that it's a verb happening right now, and the verb is made by the person, by the subject. Nauta is a sailor. You see the A because nauta is a subject in the nominative case, and when it's in the nominative case, you are implying that there's an A there. And it's in the first declension because it's a feminine word and it ends in an A in nominative. Alright, chill, we're almost there. This is halfway point for us. We're going to talk about sum. This is a verb. It has 6 conjugates. That's because in English, when you are saying I am, he is, or you are, you wouldn't say you is or you am. You'd only use am for I because that's the conjugate for the be verb of I. Here, let's look at it. Alright, so sum, I am. Est, you are. Est, he, she is. Sumus, we are. Estis, y'all are. Sunt, they are. This only makes sense. Like I said before, you wouldn't say you is, you'd say he or she is, because is the conjugate for the be verb of he and she in English. Just like est, you wouldn't say est for you are, you'd say est for he or she is. Now notice that I'm saying the vowels differently of each word than I would say them in English. For instance, if I were saying sum in English, I'd probably say some. But in Latin, all the vowels are sounded differently. For instance, an A is an A, an E is an A, I is E, O is O, and U is U. So sum, es, est, sumus, estis, sunt. Sum, es, est, sumus, estis, sunt. And you'll catch on to that later. For now we're going to cut out the right half of that paragraph, and we're only going to look at sum, es, and est. Now let's look at some new vocab. We have puella, which is girl. That's in the first declension because it's a feminine word, and it's in the nominative case, meaning that it's the subject. It's conjugated as the subject. Now we're going to look at puer as well. That's boy. It's in the second declension because it's masculine, but it's actually an irregular masculine noun, which we'll see later. And it's in the nominative case, which means it's conjugated as the subject. So we have sum, es, est, puella, puer. So let's look at an example of that. We have sum puella, I am a girl. Es puer, you are a boy. Est nauta, he, she is a sailor. Now if you're still wondering where that A came from, that's because when we're in the nominative case, we are implying that this is the subject, and we're going to imply the A with puella, puer, and nauta because it is the subject. So sum puella, I am a girl, because that's the subject. Now one thing I want to point out before we finish here is that in each of these sentences, the word order is not important. I could switch them around because of how they are conjugated. So if I wanted to say puella sum instead of sum puella, it'd mean the same thing. All you'd be, in English, literally, you'd be saying a girl I am, but it's the same meaning. Puer es, a boy you are, same meaning. Nauta est, A sailor, he or she is. It's the same meaning. So that's all I have today for you guys. Thank you for tuning in and come back anytime.